So, welcome on in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thursday, the 12th of June. Can you. Is the AC on? On. Up. Can you turn the AC up? What's it on? 28. Are you mad? 24. 25 if you want. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so looking at long to short ratio now, we were obviously down at 66% yesterday short. Longs have since come in through this breakdown. But yeah, we're still majority short in the market, about 60%, which is quite interesting, quite nice to see. Um, yeah, that's cool. We seem to have leveled out a little bit, but still, yes, our majority short. If you are looking to long, by the way, I would possibly, if you have a Bitfinex account, maybe go on long on Bitfinex because they're probably going to pay you massive prices as they're currently 80% short on Bitfinex. So I imagine that if you trade with semi decent size, you might get paid actually not too bad of an amount to take a long, especially if you're already short and you want to hedge maybe at 106k or something. So yeah, in terms of the liquidity, we're looking at if this just loads. CoinAnk's been really annoying recently. Maybe I'll use CoinGlass. CoinGlass liquidation? Because they seem to be the same. Anyway, we'll look at the order book first. Um, so the order book, we actually had some orders that got hit between 110 and 110.2 last night on this like liquidation wick. This was the failure wick that we also failed. This is also daily open that we were talking about on Tuesday. We were talking about this on Tuesday. This is also the value, the volume area, and the node. And yeah, we've since failed it and made a new low underneath 108.56, whatever. So yeah, we do have some stuff stacking just below us. Very, very. Let me turn the footprint off so we can see a little bit better. We do have some stuff right below us that I think I've got here. Let's just go on the 5 minute actually, so you can see this a little bit better. Please load, sir. Why is it not loading on the 5 minute? Okay, we'll go back to 15. There we go. So I think those have been filled about 500 Bitcoin twice. So that's very interesting. Some longs are being filled. Potentially, though, we are still in a micro downtrend, especially as we're making low lows and low highs. Might change if we get a close above 108k right here, but yeah, we do have a lot of stuff stacking below us, all the way to 106.5, which is kind of an area of interest of me, 106k, and we'll have a look at that in a second. In terms of liquidations, let's go on model 3, even though it's like not as nice to see. Yeah, we got some very local short liquidity at 110.8k. That could be interesting. We nearly took it over here at 110k. We kind of got into some of it. So yeah, that's definitely an area of interest uh, if we do come up to it. In terms of the local stuff, I'm not really seeing that much to the downside. Maybe if I go on the week. Yeah, here we go. There's actually a dead zone at 105k and a little bit at 106. So there's a dead zone at 105 and there's a lot at 104. So definitely an area of interest. We might actually get a wick into 105 and then stop. But if we take sort of the stuff at 104 and don't make a new low, don't close a new candle below, it might be that we're going to take the 110, 111 stuff. So definitely interesting. We definitely have a little bit of a range forming, and yeah, we'll get into the charts now. Let me just check the chat quickly. Took some profit on ETH at 12856. Nice. I've a limit order spiders and perfect. That's definitely very, very nice to hear. Change to the charts, and I'll change my recording as well. Nice. Okay, perfect. Let me know if there's anything you want to see as well, and I'll just close Chrome real quick. Make the laptop run a bit faster. So yeah, we'll start off with Bitcoin. So we're talking about Bitcoin on Tuesday. Actually, we're talking about this daily open. Literally, when it opened, I said gain this, and we're gonna absolutely fly to the all-time high and possibly further. We had two tests of it, failed, bang. I said I was in a short as well. I was actually in a short from slightly lower, 1095, but yeah, I didn't get stopped out on it, luckily. And yeah, it's looking like we're going to come down, maybe test 106, 105. This is also where the interesting liquidation is. So we've got 106k is one of my levels. I think this is a swing from the daily all-time high swing, or the previous one actually. So 106k definitely an area of interest. 105k was the liquidity dead zone right in here, and then we got June and the liquidations right above here. So definitely this is an area potentially to long. Watch the long to short ratio when we come back down in here. If we go heavily long in here, we might just get a really short-term bounce and then fail it and keep going lower. But I'm definitely looking to potentially hedge along there because I am short from 1095, and everyone else should be as well. So cool. Really nice actually price action here. We're getting a very defined range as well. And this 4-hour band is probably going to come down here. So potentially another short up here and then long in between weekly open of June. Cool. All good. Very simple stuff. Really nice actually. Really nice price action. To be making a bit of profits in this area. Bitcoin DOM, we've actually made a micro new low, which is nice. Not really too much to say on this. It's just kind of looking a bit like nothing at the moment. We have failed underneath the weekly open, so it looked like we were gaining it here on the daily. We actually had 1, 2, 3 closes below. And then yesterday's candle, when ETH was actually going crazy, created a new low, which is really nice. So potentially a bearish retest of this, and we could see ETH really having a really big run. Again, ETH Bitcoin had a nice up candle here. Currently at resistance. I'm not sure if this is going to break on the first time, but excuse me, it looks really good. I think I've been talking about this for what, since must have been since Monday the 19th of May, since holding here. So it's been about, damn, it's been like nearly 4 weeks of consolidation here. Yeah, nice, love it. Looking good for alts, definitely. In terms of ETH, yeah, we're just at resistance where we've hit this nice little nub. Also, we got a nice little, I don't know why I call it a nub, but yeah, we've also got like a swing-ish here. Just mega resistance. Potentially, we could long when we come back down. Let's actually see where the daily band comes in. We've actually broke it out low and higher, which is nice. Set a new high. Yeah, it's looking good. It's definitely just gonna come and do a bullish retest, hopefully. Now, if we lose this low here, this one, it starts to look really bad. But as of right now, we're going up, lads. We're going up to the yearly open. I think I've been talking about 3.3k and the amount of liquidations there are just above here since like, gosh, it must have been since March basically. So yeah, it looks like we're finally gonna get that. Really good stuff. Quite nice price action as well. I mean, we did get that lower low there, but yeah, that was the break. That was technically a breaker structure, but we've kind of invalidated that now. So yeah, it was looking a bit wishy-washy, but fine. If you're watching the levels, then you're all good. Oh yeah, the trades. So I was talking about Popcat, and I said that I do see a lot of value here, especially with the combination band and the stupid pocket. I was short from about 0.405, and yeah, I did get stopped out. But as you can see, this is the game we play, innit? On the 4-hour, we actually didn't close above the 886. We just wicked really naughtily. So yeah, I got stopped out, but the trade was still valid, and we have since broken down. it just happens sometimes with your risk. I mean, I don't really have a high tolerance for risk. I mean, that was 3%. I was on 3x. That was as much I was willing to risk. I mean, actually, it was a little bit less because I was kind of in from. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit in a little bit low. If I stacked my orders higher, so for example, like if I do $100 orders down here and then 150 in the middle and then 200 at the top, I maybe might not have got stopped out, but I mean, it's the game we play, right? And yeah, if anyone was managed to get that, it's about a it's about a 14% ish move at the moment. So yeah, the game's the game, and we love the game. Sometimes the game goes against us, but we play the game nevertheless. Uh, Furthermore, Bohm also did quite a similar thing. Kind of looked like it was gaining actually above here. Also, the combination band arced up, but yeah, I got stopped out on this. Not really for that much. I was actually in quite high on this one, so I had orders set from 2.0 to 2.5 with a stop at 2.6. So I literally just got wicked out, literally right here. Really annoying actually. If I had my stop slightly higher at 2.8, 0.28, which would have been fine actually because I mean about 3%. Yeah, it's just very fine margins, and then yeah, the same thing happened. So I literally only just got wicked out, and this was 11%, but is what it is. Currently at support now, so and we've also made a new high from that. So interesting. Just slightly off on my entries there. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Still valid setups. Still like not mad that I took them at all. What else? Yeah. That's about it for the trades. I think. I mean, Hype's doing really well. Currently at below the daily open. I just don't want to short this though. Potentially from a charting perspective, maybe a short here, as we've been rejected by the daily in the previous daily. But I personally don't really want to get in the way of it. I do have some long orders set here. I think 39 to 38. I think I'm gonna buy this. Uh, and yeah, my trade's still doing really well. Fartcoin also the same. I don't know where I'm gonna rebuy this actually. Apparently they had this Coinbase listing. That's what this was. Let me just turn the bands off when we're not using them. This was the Coinbase listing actually. Bang, bang, straight back down, failing the daily open. Possibly come down and retest May again. But yeah, I'm just not really looking to short these really strong coins, and I'm in some decent longs on them as well. So just happy days. And that's about it for the roundup. I should add Per because the boys seem to be trading Per quite a lot. I'm also going to be possibly back in London next week at the end of next week, so I'll have a little bit more time, and the streams will be at the same time, the normal time as well. And yeah, I'm going to start doing Wednesdays as well, just every day charts, 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 setups, 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 and yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one. But yeah, how the boys doing? How the trades? Anyone looking at in particular? Give me a little bit. One sec. Not bad. No, no, no. I've got my own food. Um, yeah. If no one's got anything to say, I'll just rattle off some altcoins. Really. This was another setup that I was actually watching, but I managed to not get. Um, was this higher high into this lower low on Cookie? Um, what was it on the 4 hour? I think there was a combination band here. On the 4 hour, this is very clearly um, a high swing over the Feb level right here. So if you draw a line there, I'm just going to draw it with my brush, so because there's too many lines there already. 4-hour combination band, 2 wicks into it. Overcooked on the oscillator. Go down to the 1 hour. You obviously have the stupid fig pocket in overlapping resistance, and yeah, I just didn't really manage to get on the charts in time for this actually. But this was another thing that I was definitely watching, and this is also done a 14% down move. So yeah, possibly if I was at home just on my laptop on my setup, I maybe would have been able to catch that, but I am not. But yeah, that's let's have a look at some of the big boys, the big lads. Solana made a new high, which is really nice. Potentially coming down to test June. I would like to see some of the liquidations on this. We've got the 4-hour band coming in between the Q4 and the low again. This is probably the stupid fib pocket as well. This would be very interesting to see either if it holds June Q4 or if it even comes back down to here, but I wouldn't really want it to come back down to here. I'd want that to hold the Q4, that'd be okay. Hold those lows, wick into the band, hold the Q4, and we'll hopefully go back in, make a new high. In terms of trade setup, not really as clear cut, just because there's 3 different levels that you could potentially hold. So June right in here might be a short-term scalp opportunity, just up to the daily open. Maybe you might be able to get 2-3% out of it, but I'm not really the biggest fan of things like that. It's definitely possible if you go on the lower time frames as well, but let's actually check it on the 15-minute. Let's actually do this as well, this chart. 156.7. It's just looking a bit downwards grindy. It's looking a bit long trappy at the moment. This sort of thing maybe ends in like that and then a regain in the short term. Potentially interesting though. What's that doing on the oscillator as well? Flip on Scout Pro. We're getting some reversion. That one's actually quite a lot. What's that got on it? Reversion probability is not really that reliable. Bollinger Band present, not bull bear power is not that good. Commodity channels on everything. RSI is good, but that's pretty much only one that I put weight on. This was a really nice example of this. So you had one initial one in here with the W reversal, and then you had the secondary failure of the wick into the band, and then this reversion was perfectly placed. I like it when that happens on the 15-minute. And then what? You just got a fucking 5% dump in like 8 hours? Lovely. Anyway, moving on. Pepe's actually holding up very well compared to the rest of the market. We did peak a new 4-hour above, so it has changed the direction of the price action. Again, just not really looking like you could long this just yet. It seems to be not done dumping, but the area of interest is obviously between the Q3 and the June. We've also got overlapping support all the way down here, so potentially 2 areas where I'd maybe be looking at to long. I'm not really sure though. I don't really want to set orders on that. It's not really something that I'm. If I was watching this, then maybe, but yeah, I don't want to set orders on something on that at the moment. Doge seems to be sliding just above from this swing. Actually, where is this swing? This swing's all the way back here. Turn that off. Sliding beneath the June level, which isn't nice. You could potentially short that on a bearish retest back down to the weekly open, where then if we held this low, you want to see this low held right down there. And what is the range of that? It's about 1.5-ish. A little bit tricky, a little bit tricky. I'm starving right now. Absolutely famished. But yeah, that's also looking potentially interesting. We could have a nice little inverse wanger. Little smiley face on the weekly open. Definitely one that's hold the weekly open or that low I just put on. What else we got going on? We got Sui, which I do have an alert for at around 3.25. Definitely an area of interest here. We've also made a new high, so this is also going to be potential for a Stuber. Yeah, that comes in quite nicely. I quite like that. Also, what's the range? About 1.5%. Again, a little bit tricky, but not the worst, especially if you're on 4x Lev. Potentially, I think that looks quite good for a long. Especially if we hold the low at 3.21-ish. Fair looking a bit bad actually. That's really not a good chart. I need to clean up my charts, guys. I knew I keep saying this every week. I say this, but yeah, that 4-hour candle needs to close above May to actually have any chance of saving itself. Right now, it looks a little bit rough. Um, excuse me. Yeah, I don't really like that. Potentially coming down into March. Where it should hold. It's also going to boot it for the way down. Tau just kind of getting rejected off the resistance zone. Actually, all the way up at its yearly open now. So one of the coins that actually was doing quite well quite early off its low did nearly 200%. It's quite a big cap as well. So 200% is nothing to shake your head about. I need to turn your nose up at. Injective was one of the coins that actually was looking the best because we were making higher highs and higher lows. We're making these highs here. Has since actually made a lower low, and then yeah, we're kind of failing under the weekly open. It's a little bit wishy-washy at the moment on this. We have made that new low there, 1120 as well. So a little bit indecisive on this one actually. I'm not too keen on something like that. Not too keen on that. Sorry, excuse me. Arve also was doing quite well as well. Definitely hit resistance, kind of breaking down. Again, at its yearly open, this is maybe a coin that I like to pay attention to. Lots of support below. We've got the weekly open and the June quite close to each other as well, which is going to act as mega support. Something that I quite like actually. Yeah, that definitely didn't happen. Whatever that was. Yeah, that looks good, man. Definitely going to be a Stuber in around coming in around the weekly open as well. So if we did get down there, oof, maybe one to definitely bid. I'm actually going to set an alert on it now while I'm here, just in the general vicinity. So Dot actually made a new high. This is quite nice, especially off the local regain. We're back down into it as well. It's a very strong rejection. This is definitely an area to potentially long actually. As we've got the 4-hour band coming through as well. You definitely want to see it hold sort of like this area in between November and this 4 hour low. I know I've just drawn that really, really badly, but whoops. But yeah, that's actually one thing that I might keep my eye on in the short term is dot. But yeah, AVAX actually I had a little ping on AVAX earlier. Let's just get a new chart. Let's get the Nance chart out. And we'll take that off because whatever that is didn't play out. Potentially looks quite good on the daily. That's done a regain. We want to hold there now. Got overlapping support just below. I mean, this area is definitely for bidding in here. You're kind of a bit rough on leverage though, because you're kind of bidding a 3 to 4% range, aren't you? So a little bit more tricky if you're on higher leverage, but definitely potential to bid some of these things, especially if we go a little bit lower and we just slide a little bit lower down here. That's also looking not too bad on near, but yeah, what's everyone saying? What's everyone on? I would love. I'm gonna just crack this Coke open and maybe have a little something to eat. I'm starving. But yeah, we'll be back in London soon. Back to normal. Is that my bag? What is that? No? Anyone in any looking at anything to long potentially? Let's have a look at render. Yeah, this is getting rejected off all these daily levels. That looks like it wants to make a new low of 3.5. Thur also looks like absolute dog shit, bro. This really needs to regain just where it wicked up to. That's a bearish retest as of now. If it doesn't hold this weekly open, this thing is going to die if it already hasn't. It really needs to hold that. I mean, that's a perfect bearish retest. It failed to hold June. It just looks dead, doesn't it? It really needs to hold in between $2 and 197 basically. Otherwise that thing is going to get absolutely dicked. What else? What's hot right now? What kind of coins are hot? I want some hot coins. Flake looks not too bad. I potentially put a little alert on maybe around June. I'd bid that weekly open, that March weekly open. That looks like a tasty level to me. If I just turn that off and do this. Yeah, that AA6 comes in directly on the combination band. I like that. I would potentially bid that. I'm going to put it on the 786 though, which is probably going to be June. Yeah, it's bang on June. That lines up really nicely. I quite like that. Yeah, what's hot? Give me some hot coins, boys. Oh yeah, I have been looking at HBAR a little bit recently, just because they're an American-based company. That's also at its low. Definitely interesting. That's also already retested. Made a new high. If you just see, by the way, if you use combination bands and you see that, bro, it's just going to reverse without even looking at the resistance zone they created and the May level. It's just a reversal. Even without it, it just looks like that many wicks up there. That potentially looks quite interesting. Mm. Mm mm mm. Let's go down. Let's go down to the lower time frames and see what's happening. So yeah, we're getting nice 1 hour oscillator, super oversold, getting some bull div, overlapping supply. Sorry, overlapping demand. I should just call it support and resistance, shouldn't I? Yeah, that looks not too bad. What's the range that we got going on here? Where do we want our stop? Probably below there. Perfect. 1.5% stop. You know what? I quite like that. I definitely do quite like that. Might ladder in something there. That's definitely one of the best things I've seen so far. But yeah, if we do, let's just looking at Bitcoin, might slide a little bit lower. So I am looking at like 105k, and then there's a lot of liquidity at 104 just below June. So just make sure you've got a stop on that, because if we do start like rejection sliding a bit more down, we probably will slide a bit further on H bar. But as a setup, it looks quite good. Definitely, definitely something that should not be sneered at. So yeah, how long's my recording? It's about 32 minutes. Yeah, I could do another 10-ish if we go through a couple of more things. And then everyone seems a bit quiet today. Lol. It's alright though. I'm happy to just rattle off your ears for 45 minutes. What else do I like having a look at? Not really any of these. Look, I haven't actually. Do you know what? Someone told me to look at SUSDT. Let's do Phantom FTM USDT on the crypto cap, because this thing was looking giga bottomed on the weekly. Hold on. But it is also bearishly retesting that, so it's just looking fucking a bit. It's just looking a bit rough, isn't it? He also closed below the A86 on that previous weekly and bearishly retested that. Might go down a little bit lower. This definitely lots of support in between sort of like 3.5 and 3.25. Not something that I'm interested on buying spot though. I'd rather buy something like Tau, or maybe even just like a more well-known coin like Sol. If I was looking to buy this on spot, I think someone asked me about that last week, which is why I'm having a look at it again. Phantom, yeah, it just looks a little bit dead on the daily. It's probably gonna hit 325. Looks a bit wrecked. Didn't even pump when the whole rest of the market pumped as well. Literally got the dot on the daily in the combination band and just like insta failed. Nah, nah. Kind of similar to Matic, which is another thing that's kind of dead. If I just take these off, this looks a bit wrecked, doesn't it, bro? I mean, that's not the worst. There is a potential hold, I think, that of that weekly swing, but I just don't. Nah, I'm just not feeling Matic. Like, why would I buy Matic when I could buy Injective? That's kind of the way I think about it. And this thing, like, giga bottomed on the 86. I remember I was talking about this on the weekly, and I was like, This thing from where I bought it, by the way, no, I didn't buy it in December because I was in hospital, but I bought it at $3 like around here in February 2023, and I was like all the way from there till March 2024. We literally giga bottomed on the 86, and you think I wasn't gonna buy some on spot, and yeah, I just did at $7. So why would I buy S when I could buy this? It's a bit of a no-brainer for me. Looking a bit wrecked though, Injective. Just a little like, just a little bit like wants to come back down here. Miles, what are people trading at the moment? Ah, I need to. I miss Zeus and Adrian and Egil. They always come into my streams with the most like random shit. Like this coin just launched and it's swinging 10% in 1 second. Don't worry, we'll be reunited soon. Oh, I guess Purr. Purr was the new one. Yeah, not a lot of data going on this chart though. That doesn't look that bad. What's this? What kind of wicks is this doing? Oh, that's doing 5%, bro. Fuck that shit. Actually, you know what? That's just too much for me. It's just too much for me. When you could trade something like deep, which looks like it wants to come down a little bit lower. But yeah, H bar. It's looking good. And what was the other one that was looking kind of good? Dot potentially. That's also wicking as well. Okay. Okay. Potential. Um, Floki as well. If it were to come down to June-ish, or this stupid pocket. What's that? Is that a mosquito? Fuck. Missed. And yeah, I'm tentatively targeting. Let's call it the 105k on Bitcoin from my short, where I'm going to hedge. But yeah, I think that's it for me, guys. And before Max comes in and starts rattling off for another 45 minutes, which I love when I'm back home, but not when I'm on holiday. So I'll